Avengers, it's time to focus on Earth's actual mightiest heroes. We're talking power levels that are over 9,000, screaming so hard you pass out in the recording booth, and battles long enough to fill up 2 feature films. That's right. We here at Tuned Up have 107 facts on Dragon Ball Z that you need to know. Let's get started!
Number 1. Dragon Ball Z is the sequel to Dragon Ball. Both were created by Akira Toriyama, a manga artist who gained mainstream recognition through his manga Dr. Slump prior to the creation of Dragon Ball. Number 2. Akira Toriyama has also served as a character designer for popular video games, including the Dragon Quest series and Chrono Trigger. Number 3. Prior to becoming a manga artist, Akira Toriyama worked at an advertising agency designing posters. After 3 years, he quit his job and entered an amateur manga contest for Jump magazine, but lost. Number 4. A line in the Funimation dub of Dragon Ball Z states that Vegeta wears a size 9 boot. Number 5. Kazuhiko Torishima has said that Dragon Ball, quote, should have wrapped up with the Frieza saga. Number 6. Torishima's disappointment in having androids 19 and 20 as villains spurred Toriyama to create androids 17 and 18. Number 7. But Torishima also disliked androids 17 and 18, which led to the creation of Cell. Number 8. Following the creation of Cell, Toriyama's actual editor at the time, Kondo, complained about the character's insectoid appearance. He felt that it was too ugly, so Toriyama had Cell transform into a semi-perfect form, but Kondo disliked that design too. He said the villain, quote, looked like a moron, which is why Cell ended up undergoing his final transformation into Perfect Cell. Number 9. Before all the revisions to the Android saga, Android 19 and Android 20 were set to play the roles that future Android 17 and future Android 18 ended up with. 19 and 20 would have been the culprits behind the massacre of future Trunks' world. Number 10. Dragon Ball Z adapts the last 325 chapters of the Dragon Ball manga series, which is the second best-selling manga of all time. It has sold more than 230 million copies worldwide. Number 11. Dragon Ball Z first aired in Japan on Fuji TV on April 25, 1989. It completed its run on January 31, 1996. Number 12. Dragon Ball Z was produced by animation studio Toei Animation. The studio has also worked on other hit series, including One Piece, Sailor Moon, and Digimon. Number 13. Akira Toriyama chose the title Dragon Ball Z because Z is the last letter of the alphabet. Toriyama was running out of ideas for Dragon Ball and wanted the series to end. Number 14. The Dragon Ball Z anime includes original, or some would say filler, material such as new attacks and characters that weren't present in the manga. This is because Akira Toriyama was still writing the manga while the anime was being produced. Number 15. The original Japanese voices of Dragon Ball Z differ greatly from their English dub counterparts. For one thing, Goku is voiced by a female actress named Masako Nozawa and has a much higher pitched voice than what dub viewers might be used to.
Number 16.
In addition to Goku, Masako Nozawa also voices Gohan and Goten, like father, like son, and other son. Fact number 17. Dragon Ball Kai is a remastered version of Dragon Ball Z broadcast as part of the series' 20th anniversary celebrations. It premiered on April 5, 2009. Number 18. When it originally aired in North America, Dragon Ball Z was subject to heavy censorship. Content was heavily altered or removed, including character names, clothing, scenes, and dialogue. One example would be the character Hercule. His original name was Mr. Satan. Number 19. Akira Toriyama's influences include Osamu Tezuka's Astro Boy and the early films of Jackie Chan. Watching the anime adaptation of Dragon Ball also influenced his work and method of coloring. Number 20. Artists influenced by Akira Toriyama and Dragon Ball include Eiichiro Oda, the creator of One Piece, Masashi Kishimoto, the creator of Naruto, Hiro Mashima, the creator of Fairy Tail and Rave, Tite Kubo, the creator of Bleach, Kentaro Yabuki, the creator of Black Cat, and Jeff Franklin, the creator of Full House. Okay, the last one's not true, but could you imagine? Number 21. Toriyama has said of Dragon Ball's success, quote, frankly, I don't quite understand why it happened. While the manga was being serialized, the only thing I wanted as I kept drawing was to make Japanese boys happy. Fact 22. At its start, Dragon Ball was loosely based on the classic Chinese novel Journey to the West. Goku was based on Sun Wukong, and Bulma was based on Xuanzang. Fact number 23. When working on Dragon Ball, Toriyama didn't plan the series out in advance. He would just draw and write it as he went along. At times, he would forget things he had previously established. This would force him into tough situations he would have to write himself out of. Number 24. The character launch largely disappears from Dragon Ball Z following the Vegeta saga. Akira Toriyama has admitted that her absence stems from the simple fact that he forgot she existed. Number 25. Goku's house is located at 58N018. In simpler terms, his address is 40 Number 39, East District. For some reason, I cannot find it on Google Maps. Number 26, Android 17's actual name is Lapis, and Android 18's name is Lazuli. With their powers combined, they form Captain Planet. Actually, they just form Lapis Lazuli, which is a rock. Number 27, the battle between Goku and Frieza took around 4 hours of total screen time. Supposedly, it's currently the longest anime fight of all time. Number 28, prior to the Saiyans taking over, Planet Vegeta was called Planet Plant. Number 29, if you add up the number of battles in Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball, you'll find that there have been a total of 187 fights. Number 30, Bulma's ID number is SSC 41453. Number 31, between Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, Bulma has had 17 different hairstyles. Number 32, Akira Toriyama said at one point that Piccolo was his favorite character. According to him, quote, "It really is cliche when bad guys turn into good guys, but it just feels great drawing it." Number 33. It's a well-known fact among fans that Goku's father is Bardock, but his mother's identity is a bit lesser known. She was a Saiyan named Gina and had a gentle nature, which was something uncommon among her kind. Number 34. The Yu-Gi-Oh card Tyler the Great Warrior was actually modeled after future Trunks. Number 35. Namekians develop much faster than humans or Saiyans. By the time he was 3, Piccolo was a full-grown adult, and he's actually only 4 years older than Gohan. Number 36. Vegeta may be Prince of the Saiyans and one of the universe's strongest warriors, but even he isn't immune to fear. He's scared of worms. Number 37. Goku is afraid of needles and hospital food. Number 38. Goten was originally brought into the series to replace Goku as the main character, but fans disapproved so much that the plan was scrapped. Number 39. By the time Dragon Ball Z ends, Master Roshi is 354 years old. The manga explains that Roshi once consumed an immortality elixir. Number 40. Trunks' favorite food is yakiniku, which translates to grilled meat. Number 41. One of Goten's favorite foods is Pocky. Number 42. If you're a Naruto fan, you may have spotted Chiaotzu in chapter 150 of the manga. As Naruto wanders around the festival, Chiaotzu's face makes a cameo as one of the many masks on display. Number 43. For all of the times he's entered, Goku has actually only won the World Martial Arts Tournament once. Number 44. Yamcha is severely injured, killed, or already dead in every saga of Dragon Ball Z.
Hi guys, you're watching Tuned Up's 107 on Cartoon Hangover. This Thursday we'll be covering 107 Nightmare Before Christmas facts, and next Tuesday for 107 facts on Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Now let's get back to Dragon Ball Z.
Number 45. Yamcha also loses in the quarterfinals of every World Martial Arts Tournament. He just can't catch a break. Number 46. Bibbidi Bobbidi and Boo's names were taken, of course, from the famous Cinderella incantation. Number 47. James Wong, the director of the, awful 2009 live-action film adaptation of Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Evolution, said that he had never seen a single episode or read any of the series until he was involved with the film. Clearly, this made him the best choice to direct a movie for it then. Number 48. Frieza is in charge of the Galactic Trade Organization, which conquers planets and then auctions them off at high prices. Toriyama based him off of real estate speculators, who he considers to be, quote, the worst kind of people. Number 49. Broly was born with a power level of 10,000. It took Goku a ton of training to get those kinds of numbers. Number 50. Excluding movies and specials, Goku has only been killed by 2 villains in Dragon Ball Z. They were Yakone and Kid Buu. Number 51. His pacifist son Gohan, on the other hand, has killed a total of 15 enemies over the course of the series and its film. In the manga, this number is cut down to 8. 7 Cell Juniors and then the Big Cell himself. Number 52. It's over 9,000! Is one of the most famous lines from Dragon Ball Z, but it actually contains a dubbing error. In the original Japanese, it was actually over 8,000, but it doesn't have that same kind of charm. Number 53. In order to obtain Planet Plant, the Saiyans had to battle the Tuffles. The war between them is known as the Saiyan-Tuffle War and lasted 10 years. Number 54. Technically, Vegeta isn't the Prince of all Saiyans. He's the king because his father was killed by Frieza. But more importantly, this makes Bulma a queen, right? Because she's totally a queen. Number 55. Frieza owns somewhere around 79 planets, but his older brother Cooler owns over 3 times as many with around 259 planets to his name. Number 56. Goku has taken a bite out of every lead villain except for Cell. Number 57. King Kai's pet monkey Bubbles is a reference to Michael Jackson's pet monkey of the same name. Does that make King Kai Michael Jackson? Number 58. There are over 25 variations of the Kamehameha. Number 59. Majin Buu is over 5 million years old, but that doesn't keep him from acting like a big baby. Number 60. But Majin Buu is nowhere near the age of old Kai, who is around 15 million years old during the Majin Buu saga. There's probably a reason why he literally has old in his name. Number 61. Goku's identity as a Saiyan was originally going to be revealed during the Piccolo Jr. saga, but Toriyama decided he should delay it until Raditz arrived. Number 62. After fusing with Kami, Piccolo was temporarily the strongest Z fighter. He even surpassed the Super Saiyan powers of Goku, Vegeta, and future Trunks. Number 63. The Dragon Ball Z special Dragon Ball Z Bardock, the father of Goku, reveals that Nappa used to have hair. Should I use that, Rogaine? Number 64. Vegeta's always calling Goku by his Saiyan name, Kakarot, but he has used the name Goku on a total of 8 occasions. Number 65. Piccolo and Cell are the only 2 characters in the Dragon Ball universe to have killed Goku. Number 66. Dragon Ball Z debuted on Toonami in September of 1998. Number 67. There are 3 types of androids in the series: cyborg, total artificial construct types, and biomechanical. Number 68. In the manga, the character Pui Pui is named Pocus, yet another Cinderella reference. Number 69. Goten managed his first Super Saiyan transformation at the age of 7, granting him the title of youngest Super Saiyan. Number 70. Vegeta was born in age 732. Number 71. Goku was born in age 737, which makes him 5 years younger than Vegeta. Number 72. Gohan was born in May of age 757. Number 73. After Goku's battle with Vegeta, he ends up in Wukong Hospital. Wukong is the Chinese name of the Journey to the West character that Goku is based on. Number 74. From the day they're born, pure-blooded Saiyans' hairstyles never change. Number 75. At 7'4", Piccolo is the tallest Z fighter by far. Number 76. If you add up how many times the Spirit Bomb has been used in all Dragon Ball-related series, films, and specials, you'll get 8. Number 77. The second battle between Goku and Vegeta takes place exactly 200 episodes after the first. Number 78. Guldo, the Ginyu First Mercenary Squadron member, is of the alien race Bastions. Number 79. Goku and his friends starred in a special titled Goku's Firefighting Regiment. It was used to teach fire safety to kids in Japan. Number 80. Tien has fought against every major Dragon Ball Z villain besides Frieza, and the only reason he couldn't fight against Frieza was because he was dead at the time. Number 81. The 6 dots on Krillin's forehead are actually incense burns from when he was a monk at Orin Temple. Number 82. Goku was killed off during the Cell Games in an attempt to start shifting the focus of the series onto Gohan. Clearly, this idea didn't last long. Number 83. The Garlic Jr. saga, which sounds like a great fast food restaurant, never takes place in the manga and is entirely a filler arc for the anime. Number 84. But don't write off Garlic Jr. just because he's filler. He's the only villain to have succeeded in wishing for immortality with the Dragon Balls. Number 85. Over the span of all series, films, and specials, Frieza has been defeated 5 times. This makes him the villain with the most losses in the series. Number 86. Snoop Dogg, or rather Snoop Lion, has revealed on Reddit that he is a fan of the character Gogeta, the fusion of Vegeta and Goku. He said, quote, "Gogeta is a G." Number 87. In the Dragon Ball universe, Earth has been destroyed twice within a 15-year span of time, once by Majin Buu in Dragon Ball Z, and once by the Black Star Dragon Balls in Dragon Ball GT. Number 88. We're only really familiar with Beerus, but there are a total of 12 gods of destruction, 1 for each universe. Number 89. The final episode of Dragon Ball Z to premiere on Toonami aired on April 7th, 2003. It's been over 12 years. Number 90. The force of planet Vegeta's gravity is 10 times that of Earth's. Number 91. Music by the American rock band Disturbed has been featured in the dub versions of 2 Dragon Ball Z films, Dragon Ball Z Lord Slug and Dragon Ball Z Cooler's Revenge. Number 92. The music from the North American version of Dragon Ball Z differs from that of the original Japanese version and was composed by Bruce Falconer. Number 93. Bruce Falconer has said that Future Trunks is his favorite Dragon Ball Z character. Number 94. Goku is completely pure of heart, which is why he can't be harmed by the Devil Might Beam and why he can control the Spirit Bomb. Number 95. Master Roshi's immortal phoenix died from food poisoning after eating some bad bird seed. Number 96. Chi-Chi was renamed for the Latin American dub because Chi-Chi means breast in Spanish. Number 97. In the manga, Chi-Chi originally had blue hair and Bulma had purple hair. Number 98. Akira Toriyama created a prototype for Dragon Ball that was titled Dragon Boy. Number 99. Masako Nozawa has been voicing Goku since 1986. That means she's had the job for almost 30 years now. Number 100. In the Funimation dub of the series, voice actor Chris Sabat plays Vegeta, Piccolo, and Yamcha. Number 101. The god of destruction Beerus was originally going to be called Virus and would have been responsible for turning the Saiyan race evil in the first place. Number 102. Another initial plan for Beerus was to have him turn Goku's friends against him, forcing the Saiyan into thinking about what really makes a hero. But Toriyama found the plot too dark and reworked it into a more lighthearted story, which is why Goku still doesn't know what makes a hero, I guess. Number 103. Tien was going to appear in the 2008 Dragon Ball special, Yo, Son Goku and his friends return? But his voice actor Hirotaka Suzuoki passed away, so the character was removed out of respect. Number 104. Beerus' name was derived from one Japanese pronunciation of the word virus, birusu, but Akira Toriyama mistakenly thought that it was derived from the word beer, so he decided to name Beerus' attendant Whis, taken from the word whiskey, to match. Number 105. Namek is taken from the Japanese word namekuji, which means slugs. Number 106. Saiyan comes from rearranging the syllables of the Japanese word yasai, which means vegetables. Number 107. You may be wondering how Vegito's name is a combination of Goku and Vegeta. It's actually Vegeta combined with the Japanese form of Goku's Saiyan name, Kakaroto.
Thanks for watching Tuned Up's 107 Facts, where we cover everything you want to know about your favorite cartoon. If you enjoyed this, please check out our Know Your Show Dragon Ball Z on channel Frederator, or you can click this other link to check out 107 Naruto facts that you always wanted to know. And remember, Frederator loves you!